Welcome back to FyneEdgeEDC. Today we continue our unboxing series. I bought these two blades from Going Gear. If you're interested in either of them, you can check the links down below. First up on the day is the Tenable Model 6. It's a nice budget folder with a terrible name. So there's everything you get in the box. A couple extra Omega springs, cleaning cloth, some instructions. So here is the Tenable Model 6. This one here comes with a crossbar lock in blue micarta. You can also find versions in carbon fiber, G10, and with a DLC blade. The blade comes in at 3.1 inches, which is a bit strange for legality reasons. You would think you would either want 3 inches, or if you don't really care about the legality, at least 3¼ plus. That being said, this is a beautiful sheep's foot design and a satin stonewash finish with 14C 28N blade steel. Definitely a great budget option. The blade geometry on this guy is great. Has a beautiful flat grind with a good spine. Even at its thickest, it's 0.16 inches thick. There are full steel liners and a backspacer here that looks to be made out of G10. One unique thing about this blade is the thumb ramp. It's usually a feature of higher end knives, but it makes sense because Tenable is owned by Concept Knives and they're known to do the thumb ramp from time to time. The action of the crossbar lock is pretty good out of the box. It's very comparable to knives like the Concept Main Street. You can tell this was designed by a retired police officer because it's just extremely practical. It's a good price point, good lock action, practical blade design, and great ergonomics. I'll be doing some further testing this week, and you can see a full review on this later. Now for a knife that many consider to be a grail knife. This is a Spyderco Smock. It came out 7 years ago, around the same time as the Para 3, and at the time I could only afford one. So I ended up going with the Para 3, which I don't believe was a bad decision. But now that I was able to get this one on auction for a good deal, I decided it was finally time to pick one up and see what it was all about. This particular model comes in at $228 and comes with the Spyderco lifetime warranty. So what makes the Spyderco Smock special, and what makes it $228? Well, it comes in with CPM S30V steel, which is a great, reliable entry to the super steel category and has been around for a long time. Spyderco is famed for their heat treats, so you're definitely not going to have any issues with the steel. This is a satin Wharncliffe blade with a hollow grind, which makes it extremely thin behind the edge. Even at the spine, it's only 0.12 inches thick, which makes this thing a bit of a laser beam. This model is a carbon fiber and G10 laminate. It comes in at 3.64 ounces. If you're interested in a more premium option, there are aluminum handles and a crew wear blade with a DLC coating. That specific model comes in at $277. One downside to the blade is it's made in Taiwan. So with such a high price tag, I wish Spyderco made this in America. Regardless, the action and quality control on this guy is amazing. The real star of the show is the button operated compression lock with the flipper tab. It makes for a great deployment. The flipper tab is in line with the handle, which makes it very low profile. It could use some jumping up top here for a little bit better grip, but regardless, action is still what you would expect from a Spyderco. Thankfully, I do like that deployment option a lot, because the Spidey flick is a little more difficult on this model than it is on a lot of them. Still very possible, but not quite as user-friendly. So for comparison, here's a Paramilitary 2 and a Para 3. The Smock comes in right between the two when it comes to both blade length and handle size. But with the low profile Spidey hole, it makes for a very slim blade, which makes it even easier to carry than the Para 3. Just looking at them all closed, this probably takes up the least amount of room in the pocket. So at the $228 price point, I can't recommend it for everybody, but if you do have the spare change, this thing is amazing. So if you're interested in either of these blades you saw today, you can check the links down in the description below. I'll also have links for these items you can see up top here that I recommend. Thanks again for watching FyneEdgeEDC. We'll see you next time.